So nervous before that. Hmm. Because
Okay, let me tell you, this is being recorded as for now.
yeah.
Then you're gonna have a choice at the end of the video to go public. If you go public, other students will have access to this video. If you make it private, only you will have access to this video.
I
It's
wonder
your
why.
call, it's your choice.
I wonder why they wanted why they want to see my performance. I guess it's means something only for me. After all, as I see it, I will compare in the future. And you, as I think we will compare in the future these videos about performance.
Exactly. So that's the main point why we're recording. We have to track your evolution.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So we are starting with, for the sake of recording, I believe I have to share the screen, I believe. Or you can share your screen showing the TPO. How do you prefer?
The problem is I have TPO on my other computer, so
Okay. For the sake of recording, I am sharing screen. Can you see my screen or not?
yeah.
Okay, so let's see the TPO. So, question one, what characteristics do you think make someone a good parent? Explain why these characteristics are important to you. 15 seconds.
Okay. I actually will use my template, so my eyes will be sometimes on other screen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
So, if you ask me, I will go for generosity and knowledge. I have a few reasons for that. I dare say that money immunity is the best characteristic I want to convey to my children. Little by little, I myself um, become less addictive to money thanks to the effort of my father, who got enough cash and who actually showed me that there are more aspects of life. Additionally, I advocate that without knowledge, you can become an admirable parent. The ability to answer a child question, what is this, what is that, is crucial. The silver lining is you can use the internet, but you still need a base
Time's
knowledge.
up. Yeah, so you had a cutoff right there.
No,
Uh,
actually, it was end, ideal end, a base knowledge point.
Good. So, question two. Some students prefer to work on class assignments by themselves. Others believe it is better to work in a group. Which do you prefer? 15 seconds starting now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
If you ask me, I would go for working in a group. I have a few reasons for that. I dare say that the ability to shift responsibilities to someone else is crucial for me. Also, I want to feel myself at ease. Little by little, I understood that I am a bad painter, and I can't carry out biology class assignments. That's why I found someone who can cover my bad side. Additionally, I advocate that you can lose your individuality by working a team. You always need to discuss and make compromises. It's inevitable. The silver lining is the new ideas will be born, about which you will never think of if you worked alone.
Perfect. 1 second short timed. Yeah, under time for just 1 second. So we are moving on to part three. Part three is an integrated part of the exam. You're going to have 45 seconds to read the prompt, to read the text. Starting now. Okay, time's up. Now I wanted to play the audio so I can listen and so it can be recorded.
Okay, I will try.
Now listen to two students discussing the announcement.
Can you hear it?
Yes, yes, it's being recorded.
Do you believe any of this? It's ridiculous.
What do you mean? Well, it is important to eat healthy foods.
Sure it is. But they're saying yogurt's better for you than an omelet or than hot cereal? I mean, whether something's hot or cold, that shouldn't be the issue. Except maybe on a really cold morning. In that case, which is going to be better for you? A bowl of cold cereal or a nice warm omelet? It's obvious. There's no question.
No, I'm not going to argue with you there.
And this whole thing about saving money.
What about it?
Well, they're actually going to make things worse for us, not better. Because if they start cutting back and we can't get what we want right here on campus, well, we're going to be going off campus and pay off campus prices. And you know what? That'll be expensive. Even if it's only 2 or 3 mornings a week, it can add up.
Okay, it's done.
Okay, so let's move on. Next page. The woman expressed her opinion of the change that has been announced. State her opinion and explain her reasons for holding that opinion. 30 seconds is starting now to prepare. Five, four, three, two, one, go.
The woman turns down the announcement, which can wait the next idea. Our breakfast in the campus should be limited to only a cold food breakfast. There are 2 reasons why the woman's opinion diverges to the announcement. One reason is that she can't believe that cold food is healthier than hot food. She thinks that this is probably not an issue. Yogurt can be better than a hot omelette. Another reason is that students will go outside the campus to get what they want, and they will spend more money on food. And so actually the economy of university will get a hit too. So therefore, after weighing the pros and cons, the girls can conclude that cutting
Time's up.
sufficient.
Time's up. Now, question 4. 45 seconds starting now. Okay, so play the audio in such a way it can be recorded and listened.
Now listen to part of a lecture about this topic in a sociology class.
This is a true story from my own life. In my first year in high school, I was addicted to video games. I played them all the time, and I wasn't studying enough. I was failing chemistry. That was my hardest class. So this was a conflict for me because I wanted a good job when I grew up, and I knew that if you want a good career, you got to do well in school. But I just couldn't give up video games. I was completely torn. And my solution was to change my perspective. See, the only class I was doing really badly in was chemistry. In the others, I was okay. So I asked myself if I wanted to be a chemist when I grew up. And the fact is, I didn't. I was pretty sure I wanted to be a sociologist. So I told myself my chemistry class didn't matter, because sociologists don't really need to know chemistry. In other words, I changed my understanding of what it meant to do well in school. I reinterpreted my situation. I used to think that doing well in school meant doing well in all my classes. But now I decided that succeeding in school meant only doing well in the classes that related directly to my future career. I eliminated the conflict, at least in my mind.
Okay.
Okay. Using the example discussed by the professor, explain what cognitive dissonance is and how people often deal with it. 30 seconds now. Five, four, three, two, one, start.
From the reading passage, cognitive dissonance is described as a contradiction between actions and beliefs. Person don't want to change the course of their actions, and it contradicts beliefs. And mind, in that case, try to minimize the damage. So, the professor clarifies cognitive dissonance by giving one main example. He was addicted to video games, and that created a problem. He failed chemistry. He was bad at chemistry, but he can give up video games. So he changed his mind and started to think that his future career didn't depend on chemistry. So he is a sociologist and he don't need chemistry. That's
Okay, so you under time 4 seconds. Chemistry doesn't, in the beginning also you said something you didn't conjugate. So let's move on. Question 5, play the listening for me.
Listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Marnie, what's wrong?
Oh, I'm just struggling about what to do. I won an award from the Creative Writing Institute for a story I wrote. And,
That doesn't sound like anything's wrong.
well, it's a huge honor to win, and there's an awards ceremony they've invited me to attend, which I'm so excited about. And here's what's frustrating. I've got a biology exam that's scheduled for the same time.
Uh-oh. Well, have you talked to your professor about this?
Yeah, she said I could write a 5-page paper instead, and I have lots of ideas and know I could do a good job, but,
But what?
well, writing a paper would take up so much time, a lot more time than studying for and taking the exam. I have lots of other schoolwork to deal with.
Oh. Or you could have someone else receive the award for you. I mean, go in your place and accept it on your behalf.
Maybe. I'd still get the award and the money that way.
Ooh, you won money too?
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? But anyways, my parents were really looking forward to coming and seeing me on stage, shaking hands with the Institute's president and all. I'd hate to disappoint them.
True. I'm sure they're really proud.
Like I said, I'm still struggling about what to do.
Okay. The speaker discussed 2 possible solutions to the woman's problem. Briefly summarize the problem, then state which of the solutions you recommend and explain why. 20 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one, start.
Marnie faces a problem. She was awarded from creative writing on the ceremony, but the problem is on her schedule there are in the same time there are biology exam. So there are two solutions for that. First solution is writing a paper that's her teacher proposal, but this will take too much time for her. Another solution is someone instead of her should get award for her. But the problem is parents wanted to see her shaking hands with institute president, so she can afford that. I myself think that writing paper is the best solution because in her place, I don't want to disappoint my parents. I know how it's important for them, at least for my parents. That's all.
Brilliant. 1 second. You want your time in 1 second. Perfect. In terms of time. Question 6. Play the audio.
Now listen to part of a lecture in a psychology class. The professor is discussing advertising strategies.
In advertising, various strategies are used to persuade people to buy products. In order to sell more products, advertisers will often try to make us believe that a product will meet our needs or desires perfectly, even if it's not true. The strategies they use can be subtle, friendly forms of persuasion that are sometimes hard to recognize. In a lot of ads, repetition is a key strategy. Research shows that repeated exposure to a message, even something meaningless or untrue, is enough to make people accept it or see it in a positive light. You've all seen the car commercials on TV, like the one that refers to its roomy cars over and over again. You know which one I mean. This guy is driving around and he keeps stopping to pick up different people. He picks up 3 or 4 people, and each time the narrator says, "Plenty of room for friends, plenty of room for family, plenty of room for everybody." The same message is repeated several times in the course of the commercial. Now the car actually looks kind of small. It's not a very big car at all, but you get the sense that it's pretty spacious. You'd think that the viewer would reach the logical conclusion that the slogan misrepresents the product. Instead, what usually happens is that when the statement "plenty of room" is repeated often enough, people are actually convinced it's true. Another strategy they use is to get a celebrity to advertise a product. It turns out that we're more likely to accept an advertising claim made by somebody famous, a person we admire and find appealing. We tend to think they're trustworthy. So you might have a car commercial that features a well-known race car driver. Now, it may not be a very fast car. It could even be an inexpensive vehicle with a low performance rating. But if a popular race car driver is shown driving it and saying, "I like my cars fast," then people will believe the car is impressive for its speed.
Good. Using the examples from the talk, explain how persuasive strategies are used in advertising. 20 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one.
The lecture boils down to discussing advertising strategies. To sell more, you need to make people believe that their product meets their desires. The professor elicited 2 examples to demonstrate advertising strategies. In the first example, she shows repetition technique and demonstrated in a small car case. We have a small car and a narrator over and over again says that this car is spacious, and people start to believe that it is really spacious. Another technique is celebrities. People think they are trustworthy. So if race car driver said, I like my car fast, people will think that this car is actually fast. So to end up, we described two techniques, repetition and subtleties.
Excellent. You under time 3 seconds. That's fine. Would you like to go public to make this video private, or would you like to make it would you like to make it private so just you will have access to this video, or would you like to make it public so other people can watch you?
Let it be public. Maybe if someone will say that I am suck, I will feel shame and became better.
I don't
myself.
believe you sucked in this video. Okay.